Hey guys, good to see you again. I hope you had a great Christmas, and I'm not exactly sure when I'll be able to post this video, but it should be probably before New Year's. So Happy New Year as well. We are here at a place called the Rock of Cashel. This is this area has been inhabited for a very long time. It was originally a Viking settlement, so it's been around for thousands of years. It traditionally this castle behind us. This was the seat of the High King of Munster. So in Ireland, there's a certain amount of provinces. This would have been the High King seat for this province that we're in. We're in kind of the southeast of the country right now. We're on a bit of a holiday. So this would have been the place for this guy. We're on a big rock that overlooks everything around us. There's mountains over there. There's an abbey over there. It's just this beautiful area. But this site specifically is said to be where St. Patrick baptized the High King of Munster. So this is one of the places where St. Patrick is said to have worked, where he came and did a lot of his work as he was evangelizing the country. So it's kind of a cool place to be, and just seeing all the stuff that's around here. I've got Ashlyn's phone on me because we've got notes, so I'm trying to keep them where it's a lot to say, so I don't have it memorized. But we wanted to take a few minutes and give you guys a bit of an update about where we're at. We realized the other day that while we were talking with a lot of you guys a few years ago, we said our initial commitment was 2 years, and we're right at the end of that 2 years. So we figured we should give you guys a bit of an update on what our next steps are, what's going to be happening from here on out. So we wanted to take a second and give you guys that information. We have decided that we are going to be moving back to the States next summer. That's kind of our next steps. We're not exactly sure what month, where we'll be moving, what we'll be doing once we get back. But we've been praying over it. We've been talking with people, a few select people. We've been getting advice. We've been laboring over this decision for almost a year now, on how to handle this, whether we should move back, whether we should stay here. But long story short, we've come to the decision that it's kind of the end of our season here, and we'll be moving back to the States in
Summer.
Between May and July, most likely. We're not exactly sure, but that's kind of what we're looking at right now.
Yeah, and so, again, looking at notes here, there are two main reasons that we would just like to let you know why we're moving back. The first one would be, since being here, we both really have developed a passion and become energized for mobilizing missions. That means, getting people in churches out in their community, whether it's in their local community or overseas like us, and sharing how missions impacts everywhere all around the world. That's the short version of that. And then second reason would be visas. I think we've mentioned that quite a few times in some of our videos and in person. That really hasn't changed. It's just getting harder and harder to be on the visa we're on. And so, yeah, it's looking like it's not going to get any better. And so, yeah, those are the two main reasons.
Yeah.
And then
so it looks very unlikely that we'd be able to stay longer than 3 years. And rather than us leaving at the end of our time of the 3 years, because I work in the schools and because of literally all the work I do is in schools, it doesn't really make sense for me to start a semester and end halfway through the school year. So the school year works the same here as it does in the States. So the summer is kind of the end of the school year, and then the fall is the beginning of the next school year. So it just, with the way things work here, with the way that my programs work, it doesn't make sense for us to leave in January at the end of our 3 years. It really would make sense for us to leave in the summer so we can have that clean break. And if we were to leave in January of next year, of 2020, we would have started programs, we would have gotten some stuff going, and then we would have to end it midway through. And that just wouldn't be effective, wouldn't be a good way of doing things with the relationships we have here. So that's why we're not finishing out the 3 years. We're not miserable. We're not quitting. We're not getting home as soon as we possibly can. We're moving back to the States because that's the time that makes sense. That's just kind of when it works for the schedule that with the way things work here. So don't see this as us trying to get out or anything like that. It just makes sense for us to do it at that point.
Yeah, and I would say also that our time in missions is not over. Our time even overseas, I would say, is not over and done with. I think in the far future we'll be doing something like this again, possibly somewhere. But right now we really, again, just feel like we're being called back to the States for mobilizing missions in some capacity. We're not sure what that'll look like again. But we would like to ask that you continue to support us throughout our, 6 months or so, through the rest of our time here. That is still very much needed, and still will very much go towards ministry costs and all that. And we would actually like to ask you to consider supporting us between 2 and 3 months after we land back in the States. That way we can get our feet back under us, continue on insurance. Through OM, we can stay on health insurance for 3 months after we land. And so your support would go towards helping us figure out life again and getting our feet back under us. So we would like you to consider that and let us know if you would like to do that. That would be very, very much appreciated. I think as we get more information on our next steps, we will let you know that information. But this is just the initial. We're moving back to the States. We have no idea where, when, and what will happen and what we'll be doing. But we're excited, a little nervous. We will very, very, very much miss Ireland, and we'll be back in some capacity in the future, I'm sure. And if you guys have any questions or concerns or anything, or just want to talk to us, please feel free to message us, email us, Facebook us. We can schedule a Skype call and whatever. That way, if you want to talk through it more, we'll be more than happy to let you know and let you know where our heads are at.
Yeah. And totally serious about that. If you have any questions at all, if you have any information or any questions about what we want to do, what it looks like to move back, feel free to ask us. Feel free to shoot us an email. We're in the beginning stages of looking for jobs. We don't know exactly what that means. We're looking to be in churches, most likely missions department, discipleship, small group, something of that nature. I'll be starting the job search process over the next few months. So if you guys if you have anything you could offer help in any way, whatever, we've got a lot to figure out in the next few months. So seriously, please send us emails if you have any questions. If you have doubts or concerns or whatever, let us know. We would love to chat with you through that. So really the biggest prayer point from this week, for this month, is just as we work towards transition, that we can figure out how to leave here well, how to start back in the States well, how to be fully here, but also fully planning to move. There's just a lot in this transition time that we have to think through and have to plan for, and so would just love prayer for wisdom and how to do that. So thank you guys. Thank you for the last 2 years. Some of you have been supporting us for two and a half years, almost 3 years. Some of you since we started Support Raising. Thank you guys so much for that. The impact that has been made here has been incredible. Seeing these students coming towards Christ, some of them coming to Christ, has just been an incredible 2 years. And I mean, you guys are just as effective in that as we are. If it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't be here doing this. We're in this together. So we really appreciate you guys enabling us to do this. You're right here with us, and we appreciate that. We We thank you guys. We're praying for you guys. We would love to know how to pray for you more. So feel free to send us emails on what's going on in your life, how we can be praying for you. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.